Welcome to the Red Lion Picture Podcast. My name's Mike. I am not an oracle. This is Garth.
I am not an oracle. You still are though, kind of an oracle. Just not as much as we thought.
Maybe. Overconfidence. Anyway, part 2 of the Avengers Endgame breakdown.
I'm wearing Beer Thor wig, as you can tell. Or maybe you can't tell, maybe this is the first time watching, you think this is my real hair. It's not.
Oh shit. Anyway, so we're going to start when, let's face it, let's start with Nebula, old Nebula, strung up by Thanos, entangled memory.
Call back to Infinity War.
Yep, nicely done. And also, that scene also helps explain time travel.
It's not the first time he's done this.
Slurping up something like
Okay,
that.
Okay, Matt, I have to slurp it up.
Could we,
Move on.
I was going to say, could we... Well, yeah.
Start that one again. So, first episode was us recapping literally about the first 40 minutes of the film.
I'd push out and say like the first hour, maybe.
Yeah, but it's basically the first act and slightly into the second act.
Yeah.
Because I would feel like the first act stops when they take the time jump.
Well, this is what I was going to say. We left off when the Ancient Ones was giving up the Time Stone because the Ancient... apparently Doctor Strange is the best of them.
Just the everything,
The first episode goes on for ages. Make sure you catch it. If you haven't watched it, check it.
It was hot as fuck.
If you want to see Mike wearing the Beer Thor wig, check out the first episode.
Hey, I was in my full character mode.
You was, and I understand why you're not in it anymore. Because this is fucking hot.
Okay, so
hot.
Entangled memory in Nebula's head.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it at first. I thought, oh no, because when it first happened, I thought, oh, they're going to do like a full mind control thing.
Yeah, I genuinely started going, oh, that'd been lazy. I thought, and it would have been lazy for this film.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm really happy that they didn't do it.
Yeah, they didn't. And I straight away, you find out pretty quick, obviously, that they're not doing the mind control thing. So straight away I was like, okay, yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm cool.
You appear to have a ghost.
That was just the ghost. We'll come on to that later in the episode.
It's because Vicky opened the front door. There you go.
The ghost is saying no on the door.
Yeah, the ghost could not have the door open. We are not letting it in.
No.
So what's next?
Beer Thor talking to his mama.
Oh, bless.
And this was like the first time I've actually thought, oh, Chris Hemsworth can actually really genuinely act.
See, I feel like he could act anyway. I said that on previous episodes when we was talking about other films that he's going to be linked to. I felt like he could act right at the beginning of the film when he's literally sat just being fucking angry.
Yeah, well, I can get a big, huge alpha male looking angry. Like, all you have to do is put a scowl on, let's face it. But to show genuine remorse, emotion, depth, that's acting to me, and it's him playing something he's not done before and doing it far better than I thought he could do.
Yeah.
I thought that was... And that was basically the end of Beer Thor for me.
I think he did it quite well in Infinity Wars. The opening of Infinity Wars, he did it. He just watched everyone he loved die in front of him.
Yeah, but
he's quite emotional.
But I don't think if you compare that acting in that scene,
it's true. This one's more
compared to this. Yeah. This is just his bare soul.
Yeah.
Like,
I think this is the best. Yeah.
Then that's the first time I've ever seen him in anything. I've gone, oh, boy can act.
Yeah.
I've always just took him as that meathead. So I thought he was very stereotypical typecast.
Right. Okay.
And
that's
what
I can't really argue with that.
It's not a dig on him. It's just I just thought that's.
Can I just say at this moment? Can I say fuck Vin Diesel?
All right. Okay. And then we get another callback.
Why? Because he can't act.
But he only needs to say fucking 3 words.
No, not in this film, just in general.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Overall.
Okay.
Do you
Take it back, that's fine. I can't act.
Our normal conversations, I'll say fuck Michael Bay like once a week.
Yeah.
He does it. I'm averaging it out. I'm being kind.
It's a lot. It's more than once.
Alright, 12.
I feel like it's a day.
A day.
Like, fuck Michael Bay.
We're now down to 12 a day.
Okay, so do you know what we'll never say? Fuck the Russos.
Exactly.
We will never say that.
They did make a questionable Ghost Rider film though.
I feel like it's a learning curve, Mike.
Okay.
You can't get everything right from the beginning.
After that scene, there was another callback when Rocket got called Rabbit.
Yes, I love that scene. I love that.
Funny, nice little nod. Yeah. It was very quick. So it's only like a tiny,
unless you're massive.
Maybe 2.5 second scene, like, and it just stuck out. I was like, it's a nice little nod. It helps push the film forward.
Yeah,
just a great little bit of writing. It's why this film's structure is so good. Love it.
It's a really good point to say as well that the pacing of the film is ridiculously good. Like at no point do you feel bored. At no point do you feel like there's too much going on screen. It takes you through the entire 3 hours without feeling like it's 3 hours. It's done superbly well.
I completely agree with that. The only thing that tricked me out of it slightly was when we got to the point where, I know I'm jumping ahead slightly, I'm not going to go into any detail, but when Tony goes back to the fit where he meets his dad. Let's go. But it was around that time, is what I'm saying, is when I thought, we haven't really seen a great deal here. You know, Infinity Wars, we definitely seen like a bit of action. In Civil War, we'd seen probably our second or third fight.
Before that, the whole first half of this film feels like it was the chance that the actors, they've gone, Joe, what, now is your time. It's not all green screen flashy. This is where you prove yourself as an actor.
Exactly.
In terms of the way that you tell a story, when you mirror Infinity War and the way Thanos got the stones to how the Avengers got the stones, that's a perfect comparison. Yeah, because he got the stones just with aggression. Yeah, that's the only way you got.
And it was pretty much just all set up fight scenes. Yeah. Let's face it, even when Tony, the scene after what happens with Thor, is Tony meeting Doctor Strange, going back there, and and then the thing comes down in New York. Then we got another fight scene. It happens almost instantaneously. It just keeps on
all aggression. Infinity War, which is probably why you like it. Is literally aggression from start to finish.
It is the 80s action film fan in me.
Yeah,
like when your favourite film of all time is Big Trouble in Little China, and you can't understand why that type of film appeals to you. It's got everything.
Exactly. But in this one, we get the opening scene, which shot the fuck out of everyone in that cinema.
Not me.
And then, mate, I was not prepared for that. I know you
told you.
I
should have been.
I know, but
I've known us long enough that you should have been prepared.
In fairness, you were wrong about a lot of stuff.
We're right about a lot of stuff.
That's true.
After this film, about a third.
Which I still feel is more than most people.
That's a lot of stuff. You're right about.
So we were right about a third of it and wrong about 2/3 of it. But
then
we were
after
still
that,
more right than most other people.
And then after that first one, then we got the cap on cap fight, and then it was just like you said, just pure acting afterwards. It was just like them just fulfilling their missions. Yeah. And there was hardly any kind of major kind of fight scenes or interaction, them using their powers heavily or anything like that.
No, it was just on smarts.
Banner got his stone from a conversation.
Yeah.
Thanos is never getting any stone from a conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know that? And that's what
he monologues.
I really
monologues before the fight. Monologues to fuck.
He's the best. Yeah. I would argue.
Shouts to Incredibles, but he monologues, man. He's a motherfucker.
As good as Cap is at a motivational speech, Thanos is at a monologue.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. But going back to the bit for his mum and then leaving Asgard, that is for me the moment where he thinks about giving up being king of Asgard. Like,
I get it.
When she says, "Be yourself,"
be you. Just
and he knows
you.
He knows that that's being in charge of, accountable for that many people is definitely not his strong suit. Him going starting shit out for people.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And so at that point, I was like, "Oh, that's that."
Yeah.
The end of that.
He's a general. He's not a leader.
Yeah. So that was when I was like, "Oh, we're gonna start getting more." And that's 4/4. Like, I can feel very much so like that.
Yeah. But it's only because
of that moment.
But it's true. But it reads so much into his character as well. It's simply because he gives that much of a shit. He has that emotional tie. The fact that the guilt is weighed down on him to affect him that
Loki,
much.
he realizes not being king's be best for everyone.
Yeah.
Where Loki wants that and fuck everyone.
Which you see in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Is it Ragnarok where he goes back to Ragnarok? Yeah. So you see that in that. But
Loki makes that play about himself, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And makes himself be the fucking hero of that play.
Yeah, it's brilliant. He even cries at his own play. He just says everything. Just says everything you need to know about.
And he ends up with Mjolnir back.
When he puts his hand out, and she goes. Sometimes it takes a minute.
Yeah.
And they're like, Rocky's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
But to me, that's the least memorable part of that scene for me. Him talking to his mum, to me, was more emotional to watch than him getting that hammer back.
Which is evident by the fact that we've all just spoke about everything else.
Yeah.
And that was like an afterthought.
Before we do move on. Oh, you got that hammer
like
back.
It's a really important part of the scene for what comes later.
But it's definitely a by the way.
That everyone just went, we're okay with, that's fine, cool, you did that,
all right.
We was concentrating on everything else that came before it.
Yeah. Nice way to finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. The cherry on the cake.
Yeah. So it cuts back to Marag.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It goes back to the ship. Thanos' ship.
Oh yeah, and he's basically interrogating Nebula.
Nebula's arms are still fucking forked up from getting the Power Stone. The other Nebula's only removed the panel to replace it. Rhodey, War Machine, you fucking prick, you saw that arm get fucked up.
No. He did see it. She has a bandage on it.
No?
Yeah.
I watched it again last night.
And I've seen her take the bandage off before she brings them back in time.
I obviously didn't pay attention.
So as she walks up to the time machine, and she to bring Thanos' ship back, because your wife literally picked this up in work, and I went, nope, not what happens. You watch her, they take a minute to show her unwrapping the bandage off her hand, take it off, so that she shows she's got a real hand, and then bring her back.
It might be just because I have a vendetta against War Machine.
I get it, I support it, but unfortunately that's not the time.
But I've got something else for that prick anyway, so we can move on. Yeah. Kind of fucked up the rest of a bit of mover thing, but
go for it.
Just say it anyway.
Say it with your
hypothetically, if he hadn't have noticed.
Just he's a prick.
Was that the rest of it? Yeah.
Lazy blind prick.
Yeah. You blind.
You blind, motherfucker.
And he's just a bit of a fucking chief, basically. After that point, there was a couple of Indiana Jones reference.
Yeah. Yeah, when he's in the cave.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, that's Disney.
Would it be better if
just making?
Would it be better if Spider-Man said it?
Yeah,
it's a really old film. And that'd mean it'd be better. Yeah, but War Machine said it, so we can.
No. Okay, so Tony and Cap go back to Jersey.
Yeah.
Love this scene.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's another one where it's complete opposite to
all the feels.
To Infinity War, where it was just action content. This was a guy talking to his dad.
Yeah. It was one of the moments in the film.
And then Cap creepily staring at Agent Carter, who hasn't
a little bit.
He wasn't aged like from.
That bothered me a little bit. That's one of the other things that I just.
She had a bit of the super soldier serum, not been telling people. Right?
No,
that's what she was doing on the desk.
She just has
cheeky bit of lineage of super serum. Yeah,
there we go.
You can
see the wrinkles.
You can see from the first Avenger to that scene that Howard has definitely aged. He's also changed actor, but.
No, it's the actor what plays him in the Iron Man films though.
But it's not the actor that plays him in the first Avenger.
No.
As we've just said, like we've just literally just had that conversation about 2 hours ago. Yeah. So it's not that actor. But obviously Peggy Carter is still the same actress, but she has not aged at all, really.
From the 70s, from that, it's a good like 25
She's naturally aged, which, in fairness, from when the first Avenger was filmed and
Think
when
about
the 2
how
seasons
insulting you're gonna be.
I'm saying like from when the first Avenger was filmed to when that scene goes back, that's not that much of a time jump. So in real time, yeah, it's a bit more than I thought.
Pissed on your chips.
Yeah, maybe she should have had 1 or 2 grey hairs.
Because how old was she at that point?
She was in her 30s, wasn't she? She was like late 20s, 30s.
She's mid-50s.
She's probably about she doesn't look mid-50. Because what is she in real life, about 40?
I would say, 40 maybe.
Yeah, so, right, fair enough. She should have been aged a little bit.
It seems like they can do it better than anyone.
Yeah.
Unless they can't do it the other way. They can just make everyone look younger, but you can't add like 10 years onto someone.
The end of the film very much says they can do it the other way.
I think they've just dug up Paul Newman.
Yo! No!
Is that not just Paul Newman?
Yeah, that's definitely what it was. It turns out it wasn't Chris Evans at the end of the film, it was Paul Newman.
No!
Well done, Disney.
No!
Moving on.
I can't remember what it was.
Jesus.
There's something there. What's that say, mate?
I just brought a guy from the dead. I think you lot should be more appreciative. Paul Newman doesn't get acting work much these days.
He doesn't get acting work much. It's weird that. Such a great actor. But he doesn't get a lot of acting work.
Oh yeah, so we've got the Stan Lee cameo. What I believe is the final Stan Lee cameo.
Apparently they filmed a bunch of them before he died, but I don't want to see him in anymore.
Vicky brought up the fact, couldn't they do the whole thing like the Peter Cushing Star Wars thing, just to drop him in? And then she also said, can't they just put like comics, pictures, in backgrounds and stuff? And I was like, I think it's more likely to be that they'll do. They'll have like Stan Lee's name spray painted on the wall in the background.
Yeah,
see, for me,
or something. Yeah.
I would prefer to see the next Stan Lee, like to put a Stan Lee character into whatever the next film is. So
Spider-Man.
Immortals.
Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man. And then him shift into something else. So him be a Super Skrull. So you see that transition.
I don't know if they'd ever turn into a bad guy.
After the fact, Stan Lee's no more in any Marvel films. You're not looking for him. You're not expecting him.
I don't know because
there's now a Super Skrull that's knocking about somewhere
in
doing
Endgame.
bad shit.
After you've seen him, he pans around the car and you see the bumper sticker. Enough said. That makes me think.
That's just it.
Yeah, because that was one of his sayings, so I can start doing stuff like
And
that. And I think
I
it's a nice.
it.
I think it's a cleaner, nicer way to go out for him.
Yeah.
Then
Just reminds me of Spider-Man 3 though. That's
Nick's gone from not drinking to just getting really depressed off camera by himself.
I don't know why. This might be my fault, but
Stanley's cameo in Spider-Man 3.
I don't remember it because I've not seen enough of that film to remember shit about it.
We also
it's because it's one of the better parts of that film. That's why I remember it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dancing?
That I remember.
That
is burned into my memory.
We also missed out the fact that they actually showed the original Ant-Man helmet from the comics.
Yeah, the big tin one,
Before seeing Douglas looking literally like he did in the 70s.
That was one of the... It wasn't as good as some of the other CGI that's been done.
I think it was.
But it was fucking well.
It was really good.
No, it was like...
It was really good, but you only see him for a second as well.
Looks genuine like what he did then, because we know what he looked like.
Yeah.
Because he had shit out at that time.
Yeah. It was a lot though. That one pulled me out a little bit. Pulled me out of the film a little bit.
Yeah.
You only saw his face for like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
before he ran off.
Yeah, but then. But as a standout, I was like, that was the one I was like, do you know what, that technology. I was just like, it just, every single time, it just gets better and better. It's just, but no one else seems to be able to do it properly.
No one else.
These deep fakes on the internet want to do it better than DC. So that says something. Fucking shit cunts. Anyway, then we go back to Thanos' ship.
Yep.
And then Gamora starts to turn, talking to the modern day Nebula.
Yeah, so she has a conversation with... So, old Gamora and new Gamora have a conversation.
Nebula.
Yeah.
Because old Gamora is there.
Also facts. So, start that again. Old Nebula and new Nebula have a conversation. Doesn't go down too well. Old Nebula still very much Thanos.
Old Nebula. Old Nebula.
Just a cunt.
First Guardians
just
Nebula.
A massive cunt.
Yeah.
And then Gamora comes in and she's like, well, what's happened? What have I missed? Kind of thing.
I tried to kill you a couple of times.
And Nebula's very honest. She's like, I tried to kill you. Then eventually we become friends. And then we're sisters. And that's like 2-3 films of progression in one sentence.
Yeah. Quick.
Yeah. Like, and Gamora just goes, okay, I can see that you're very much different to the person that I know now. So
and I know you've come from the future, so...
I'll think about that for a little bit and then we'll come back later.
And then it was the jump to the... Possibly, I think, one of the most...
Shocking?
Not
that
shocking.
Shocked me a lot.
Not shocking. I think it was one of the more moving film feelings I got from it, because we know what their history is. So it's when Hawkeye, Black Widow turn up on Vomit.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man!
That was
at this point. This is the point where I bottomed out. I was like, that is just horrible. Like, I felt that was the part I felt twisted up at. Like, oh shit, that's horrible. Imagine having to do that, but knowing one of you definitely needs to do it.
Yeah.
So it's who's going to benefit the most out of it?
It was that Nat had got to a point in her life where she thought she's got nothing else to give. Yeah. That's the best thing. The best thing that she can do for this team is to die.
The universe is...
Well, yeah, but is to die. To make everyone else better, she's okay to just go.
And then on Hawkeye's side, he's like, I've already lost my family, and if it goes wrong, I don't want it to be on me. I'd rather sacrifice myself to get this done.
But she's like, you've got...
And not worry about the pain of it all.
She's very much of the opinion that you've got more to live for than I have.
Possibly more to live for. And
that's because she's not got any family. Yeah. She can't have kids. The only person she's really got is her best mate, which is Cap, and a potential love interest, which is Hulk.
Which I think was pretty much squashed and answered.
Yeah, that was
they tried to resurrect it a bit later on, don't they?
I think Hulk's reaction. Hulk's reaction definitely showed that. Can I just say about this scene? I had a word with chat about with Annan, and I really liked this scene. However, I really, really wish that in Infinity War, Thanos would have gone to this planet and come back with the Infinity Stone. You wouldn't have got the Gamora scene, because I felt that it was just the same thing. Apart from obviously how they got off the cliff of the edge of the cliff. That's the one. Everything else was the same. The music was the same. The shot was the same.
It was done that way to show that there's a difference in humanity. Whereas a guy what still loves someone would be willing to sacrifice himself. Whereas the duality of people what love each other would fight to sacrifice themselves.
Exactly. He threw her off, and they fought, and they threw themselves off.
That was to show why they're the good guys. I thought that was a pointing moment.
I think that's very much the argument that I had.
I think it's a good point. However, I can understand it. For me, though, just the feel of that scene.
But I also think it works as a tracking point. When that happens, in both films, you know shit's gonna go off. Because all the stones are gone. Like, everyone's got all the stones.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's there. It's like, oh, now we're gonna get fun.
Not all of them. Vision was the last day.
But, were the ones
Most
Joe
of them.
before the battles.
But yeah,
Like before Joe each big battle, that was the last one that they always collected. So I always thought that was the point of that was.
I'm not talking about what happened.
Now we've got that
I'm not talking about what happened because it was the way it was portrayed. I just feel like it. I felt like I'd seen it before.
Oh, so you'd want them to have used different angles and
different music, different means of doing it. You know, I would have preferred personally just not to have seen that Gamora scene. It would have given that scene a lot more for me because I felt it was just the same.
I think that Gamora scene was needed in the first film.
It was a great scene. I felt more for the Gamora scene than I did for Black Widow because all the build up before it, I felt for Thanos. I felt the fact when she tried to kill herself and he didn't let her. The fact that she tried to fight him before he, and then the fact that he threw us and his facial expression all the way down, you could see it. Like the only time where he truly looked lost, like everything was in his face and his eyes at that point. So any time you see him,
but he still did it.
I know he still did it, but he didn't look.
That was that difference. What we were saying.
But if he did it with like motivation, like strongly, but he looked lost and broken like a child when he was on there when he did it.
This is going back to that whole prophecy Messiah thing. What I was talking about in the last episode. Yeah. Go and watch it. He knew that's why he won that one because he didn't let anything get in the way of him doing.
But he says that to her. But he says that I can't let anything stand in the way, not even you, little one. Yeah. But I get it. But you also know that he generally it crushed him to do that.
Yeah.
And for me, but all I'm saying is for me, I got more out of that because he believes that this purpose is so right. He'd sacrifice his own daughter to do it.
This one though was how many films have Hawkeye and Black Widow been in, and they've saved each other. It goes back. I saved you, you saved me, I saved you, and then they always bring up Beirut. What happened there? And so it's like it's an argument of they've always been trying to save each other, and that happens. Even when it goes over the cliff.
Look at Civil War. Who takes out Widow and says to Hawkeye, "You're holding back"?
Scarlet Witch.
It's Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, she says, "Yeah, you're putting your punches." You're putting your punches.
Like that whole scene in Endgame where they're fighting each other, they are not holding back. They are going balls to the fucking wall.
They're not.
Trying to stop each other.
They're not. They're just mucking about, and they're even saying, "Oh, we're still friends after this, right?" I mean, they're just doing sparring shit. They're not. They can fuck each other up if they want to.
In Endgame, they are going full. I have to stop you because I have to be the one that isn't here. Yeah. You are more important than me.
I get it. Like
the
build up towards the cliff.
They care about each other as well. Because a lot of the complaints that I've seen after the film is that to get the stone you have to give up or you have to sacrifice something that you love. It's not that you have to lose something that you love, and it leans into the fact that they love each other so much that they will literally give their life to save that other person.
I get this is basically the yin of Thanos' yang from Infinity Wars. I get it.
And that's all. I
get it. It's just exactly. But it was just for me. It was I was pulled away from it. Again, it was a bit like the Doctor Strange business. If I feel like I've seen it all before, I don't feel like I've seen anything new. I can understand the point of it. Can understand what they had to do to get it. But when they've used the same score, when they've used the same pan shot, exact same layout of how Gamora was, I wished that I hadn't seen Gamora. That scene with Gamora.
The issue with the score should be an issue with you for all MCU films because every serious place has got its own score. Every person's got their own score. But for me, it is a place with death. He was always going to have that same score, no matter what.
But again, for a scene that, if it was nothing, because when the Avengers come and you've got the typical Avengers score, it's different. It's cheesy, but you know they're going to here to save the day, and you kind of feel like lighting for it. But when it's something that's meant to draw you in emotionally, that's meant to bring you down, either no score's good or a different score used for it is very good.
But he didn't use the Avengers score though, did he?
No, I'm just talking about.
I'm just the score for Vormir.
Yeah, which I think I don't know why you would want that to be changed because it's. I personally would use nothing to like zero.
I said this in my review. They used silence in this film a lot.
I think they could have used that for it. All I mean is, for me, it felt a bit for a scene that's you're meant to draw out serious emotion. You're meant to feel crippled by this. for me, to use the same score that they did for Gamora, for me, it just feels like a bit of a rip. It's just like they've just, okay, let's just do that again.
But it's not Gamora's score, it's Vormir's score.
Yeah.
But to change the way you want it to change would mean changing every rule of the MCU score-wise.
And also...
It means literally everything.
Coming back from that, the reason that whole scene looks exactly the same is because it further highlights the difference between how Thanos would get the stones and how the Avengers would do it. It is literally
that's fine, but in doing so, what I'm saying is, what you guys are explaining is the scene to me, which is not my issue. My issue was the fact that because it was done like that, the feel of it for me didn't like the fact that it happened to Gamora was surprise. It was shock. You know, I couldn't believe he did this.
I wasn't shocked. I was surprised by that.
I was absolutely. It wasn't. I would believe that Thanos would do that, but to have her die in this film in that way, in the mannerisms with which it happened, I was gobsmacked. I couldn't believe it. I was stood there. Even the fact that even to the point where she tried to kill herself, I felt so bad for her. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is horrible. To the point where she was.
The scene with Quill where she goes shoot.
Yeah, exactly. But this is her. She'd rather. This is now her trying to sacrifice herself, and you won't let her do it. It just turns to bubbles. And then the fact that she's fighting him, to like get off, do it, even to the scream all the way down.
I just don't think we'll agree on this scene.
No.
I'm not. But this is the argument. I'm not.
It's
What
not
you
an
guys?
argument,
What you guys are? Well, it is.
No, it's not because it's not an argument.
If we're not agreeing,
it shouldn't be an argument because we didn't write it, direct it, or anything.
No, but it's based on an opinion. It's based on a difference of opinion,
Yeah,
which
but
makes it
we're
an
not
argument.
gonna-
It doesn't have to be our argument. It just means it's a difference of opinion. We're arguing a point. All I'm saying is, it's not the scene that I don't understand. It's the fact that because I've seen it, because it's happened before in the way in which it's happened, it took that emotional connection away from me because I thought, well, this is just like the other way it happened. I can understand I'm seeing what's happened, but this is exactly the way it happened before. So for me, I wish
that leans exactly into what I'm saying though, like how because I've seen it before, in a different turn of events resulted in the same outcome.
But it had to. I get it.
So how Thanos and Gamora happened resulted in the same outcome when you got the stone.
Of course.
But how
how they did it
and Hawkeye happened
resulted
totally different to that original scene.
But resulted in the same outcome.
Of course. And I feel like that's portrayed in the music and in the end scene where it pans out from Widow.
It's the same thing.
It's exactly the same. It's like, however you get there, that's what's going to happen.
I think it's a good scene.
This stone. That's why it hit harder with me than obviously it did with you.
I think it's a good scene. I think it's really well shot. I like the score for it. I think it sets the scene for it. I like the tone for it. I liked how they did it, this one, how it was different. And I understand the fact that instead of one of them getting the other one and throwing them off, they both fought for each other to do it. I can understand that. But for me, I reckon it's probably just because of the shock of the first one. I guess because you guys were expecting it, as you said. I wasn't. The shock of the first one, for me, hit a lot harder than this one because I knew what had to happen in this one. So I probably was anticipating it more. And to see it happen almost like that.
Going back to that point where we were saying before, it's to see the duality of what a bad guy will do.
Yeah. And compared to what other people.
It's a study on... It is a character study, and that's all, and that's probably why I liked it more because it wasn't the shock. I knew someone had to die, but it was the story to get to there.
But this is why I think maybe it's the point of these guys were willing to die. I don't think Gamora was, but not by his hands, and he threw her off anyways. That's probably what hurts because she went fighting. She didn't want to die by him. These guys threw themselves off.
If I go off there, he's
getting the stone. Exactly. It's not dying that she was scared of. She was pissed because she didn't want him to get the stone.
That realisation as well on Gamora's face when she realises that he actually fucking cares.
He cares. He actually loves her. She was disgusted, but she was almost hurt by it, and almost how.
How can you love?
There's just in both scenes. There's loads of emotion going. But like you said, the first one hit harder for me just because. Yeah. It was out of the blue. It was almost like Thanos getting beheaded in this one. I was like, fuck.
I was kind of expecting the first one. I wasn't, even though I knew Widow and Hawkeye would go into Boromir. We knew what was going to happen. We knew how they had to get the stone. I still kind of wasn't expecting that to be the outcome.
You think they'd find another way?
So, in a way, I was expecting more what happened in Infinity War. So the second time it happened, it hit harder, emotionally for me personally. Yeah. But that's why we all love films, isn't it? That literally that argument there, and us having three fairly different opinions, is why films are so fucking amazing.
It's okay.
So we're going up to what happens next, Mike.
So everyone's back at the Avengers base. They've got all the stones. They're gonna build a gauntlet, apparently. Without a Dying Star or the Dwarfs or Joe or the Special.
Yeah, that's kind of what I had issue with.
Like, what the fuck? I mean, makes me feel a little bit weird about it all. It was like the big glaring one for me.
It's the biggest issue I had with the film.
I don't get why, if he could have just done that in the first place, they didn't do it in the first place.
Yeah, why? If Tony Stark can make a gauntlet, why can't Thanos? It's very much like the issue that I have.
It's not even that. I mean, if Tony Stark could have just made him any old fucking glove from his tech, he could have just
saying that the reaction from when they put the stones in the gauntlet and how it's used is very different to how the stones are in the gauntlet when Thanos uses it.
You've also got to remember the people that all use it are human, and apart from the Hulk, who's also he's
a giant rage monster.
Yeah, exactly. So, but he gets all fucked up. But Thanos has a glove what it's supposed to use, and only gets fucked up the same amount.
But he doesn't get. I don't feel like he gets fucked up the same amount. Like Hulk literally cannot use his arm.
Yeah, but he's also not like an immortal.
Thanos uses the stone again.
Yeah, but he's
uses the glove again.
But he's also a human. Thanos comes from basically a line of immortals, like Celestials even.
Do you reckon it could be like narcotics because Thanos had like each stone at a time? He was just slowly getting used to them, and then like Hulk just like took a whole bag of like in one go.
He did like that. Like he's just.
Exactly.
He's just dropped one pill.
Yeah.
And then Hulk's like, I've dropped
all the pills straight away.
He's a film called Frankenhooker, and he's normal crack, and they're super crack. And if you do super crack, you blow up. So yeah, maybe. Maybe it's like you build up an immunity to him, so eventually instead of smoking like 1 ounce, you have to smoke like 36 ounces. It's a big jump though, isn't it? Like
Okay, but it was one of the like probably the only main massive issue where I went, I'm not totally okay with that.
So yeah, like you said, the Hulk makes comment on gamma radiation again.
Yeah, he does. He very much makes it clear to everyone that's watching that he's going to be the only one that's okay.
Because of gamma radiation, and that makes me think, Joe, that thing what I said before about the mutants.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I really, really love that.
I have got issues with that, if that is. Sometimes like a really, really quick, brief idea I had, but then I poked holes in it instantly, and I was like, but it sounds good enough to the podcast so they can fucking like it. Oh snaps. The family, all the animals and everything back on the trees outside. Then the phone rings on the table and it's Hawkeye's wife.
Yeah.
Not his daughter.
I think it was his daughter using his wife's phone probably.
No, that she knew to ring him was odd. Or was it that she'd woke up from the snap and was like, we was having a picnic a minute ago, where is everyone? I better ring my husband.
Well, yeah, I'm surrounded by the kids, but where's Clint?
Yeah, right, okay, so
why is he a plane sticking out the floor
for a second?
Yeah.
Right, okay,
So that makes like the full Hawkeye's back at that point to me.
Yeah.
That is like Hawkeye is now Hawkeye. But at that point, somehow I don't quite understand how Thanos comes through the time travel machine.
Yeah, so that was when Nebula goes and takes the bandage off her hand, she takes.
Yeah, but he only had a trip for one person.
They got spares.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they did. When Cap and Iron Man go back, they need 2. He picks up 4.
Yeah, but they didn't meet each other again. That was on their trip.
Yeah, and then they come back. So they've got all the extra pin particles.
Yeah, didn't Nebula take them?
Oh, how does she get to Thanos then? Does she just go...
She don't need to take it to Thanos because she's using the time travel.
Oh,
she opens it for them. Yeah.
So that was like the one I was just like...
Yeah. And it also
I might have been drunk last night, like...
but
I was like, that properly confused me for like 10 minutes. Stood there, paused it and talked to Vicky and I was like...
How'd that happen?
Yeah, I've not paid attention to the first couple of times because I've just gone.
It also leans into that Cap goes back in time. Obviously, by that time, he's got all the Pym particles because Pym's back. So you don't need him at that point.
Yeah, okay. So, it was probably me just trying to overthink it when I was drunk last night, going, I'll find holes in it if I can.
I get it. You won't, but I get it.
So Thanos bursts through, turns around, unloads anything he can onto the Avengers base. Sploosh.
Sounded super sexual. Turns round and unloads all over the Avengers base.
In and around their face.
Could you just before we get to that explosion of Thanos? Can you imagine the phone call that Clint would have to his wife? Like she picks it up,
trying to explain
and he's just
it.
there, just like, "Hi, how are you?" He goes, "Well, good news, I'm Hawkeye again." Oh, okay. Bad news is I've killed so many people. I've killed so many people.
Bad news is I killed a bunch of people.
Like loads, like all the people are dead.
I slaughtered thousands.
I mean, these guys aren't coming back.
No,
these guys are dead. I've killed them. They're
They are actually dead.
They're all dead in real life. They have killed so many people.
So, Avengers base is collapsed inwards. The Hulk is holding it up, which I believe is a callback to a comic I have not read, but apparently
Princess Bride.
I think it's a Secret Wars comic. I've not read it, but apparently it's quite famous thing where he's holding it up, saving everyone. Then War Machine bails out of his suit. Everything else is trash. Remember at this point. Where the fuck does War Machine get another suit to fight?
He'll clearly have like a wristband or something that calls new suits.
Nah, he doesn't have that kind of tech.
Tony doesn't.
He doesn't have that fucking tech like
Tony
that.
has that, and also War Machine's suit is not the same after as it is before.
That's what I'm saying. Where the fuck did that suit come from?
It's come from the mansion.
Yeah, he's just found it. He's found it in there, isn't he? He's just, he's just got.
It's probably just a fucking wristband.
Again, this is just me going.
I don't think he's got that. I think he's just had to run somewhere.
Just fucking, whatever mini bots, whatever they're called.
Nanomites. But I don't think he's got. I don't think he wills that kind of shit. He needs to actually physically get out of his suit. I mean, he's still rocking the War Machine suit from like
he's still
Iron
got
Man
his
2.
leg braces on like Forrest Gump, and he's crawling across the floor. Fuck off! Just get in the fucking bin. Why have you got Forrest Gump braces on and can't walk, but you've got a suit that will let you fly?
Are you saying disabled people shouldn't be allowed suits?
No, I'm saying disabled people, if they've got the ability to have a full fucking suit, should just attach that maybe to their legs.
Attach their suit to their legs?
Yeah. Maybe have like a suit inside a suit. So if you've got the ability to walk, cool, that's fucking mint, walk. And then put a suit on top of that. Don't trade one for the other.
How much beer you had?
Not enough.
Fuck me. That was some rant, man.
Well, that annoyed me, like, that literally annoyed me in the film. And maybe annoyed me because I fucking hate War Machine.
You can't walk.
Like, if it had been anyone else, I might have been.
I got that. It's explainable. That's what I was about to say. Maybe it's just because it's War Machine. Fuck that.
Because fuck off. Fuck Don Cheadle. Like, bring back Terrence Howard. Fuck off, Don Cheadle. Stop being a shit cunt.
Apparently it's because he was an arsehole though.
No, he asked for the same amount of money as Robert Downey Jr.
We weren't worth that.
That is not going to happen. Stop being a dickhead.
Yeah, and then he got really pissed off, and he called Robert Downey Jr. to try and squash it, and Robert Downey Jr. was like, no, I'm not doing that. Yeah, we didn't realise this movie would be as big as it is, and they offered me another one. No.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, we'll just get someone else that's black.
Whoa.
Mate, is that not what happened? Is that not what happened?
I would agree.
Deny it.
I would agree. It's that. Completely.
It is that. Is that, mate?
But
you
if
can say,
I
whoa.
shouted that, or you said it like a normal person, we'd be hung up to dry. But yeah.
Shit, nigga, I'm gonna say it. Shit. They got another black man up in his house.
That is the 4th time I've heard you say that word, lad.
It's because I'm hanging around with Tops and Flawless.
It's the 2nd time I've heard you say it.
Okay, so
equal impact. To be fair.
Both entertaining and very funny. So moving on from there, we've got eventually Cap for. So we say cut that up for and.
So Cap for Iron Man walk round the corner, which we've seen in the trailers or in the review put in the written, that 99.9% or whatever of the footage that you'd seen
was from the first 20 minutes.
From the first 20-30 minutes. That was the one scene
where
I was like, that is definitely the end of the film. And it is the end of the film to an extent, but it didn't take away from the fact that I'd already seen it.
So we walk around and then we get Odin Force fall?
Yeah, so what you saw in the trailer, you don't see Thanos sat in like the foreground. In the film, obviously, but as they walk around the corner, Thanos is clearly fucking sat there. And you get OP Thor.
Just Odin, like.
So you get Thor at the end of Ragnarok, basically, when he's fighting Hela.
No, this is even straight. Like, he's gone to, like he's God of Thunder. Now, this one, he's got the plaited beard. To me, when I first saw it, I was like, oh shit, Odin Force. That is the only thing what went through my brain, and I was like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Like, for him to power up again after work, because he's gonna have to.
Yeah.
For him to win.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to go somewhere, and it was the only place where he could probably go. But
yeah.
I it was a nice.
What I was saying in like previous podcast is that Thanos is a viable threat without the fucking gauntlet, without the glove, without the stones. Thanos is Thanos, and he stands up quite easily against Thor, Cap, and Iron Man.
I think he fights a bit more desperately in this because.
No, this is what I was going to go to. I don't think it's desperate. I think it's anger, and this is the first time you see.
Pissed off.
You see.
Do you know what? Okay,
angry.
Right. Do you know what? I'll see you're angry, and I'll move it to passion because he knows at this point that his plan succeeds.
He
does.
Angry.
It's not angry. It's determined because he knows that he's gonna do it. He knows that this is what happens.
Thanos knows that he has done it,
and now these are
derailed in it, and then Thanos. That's why he's got the speech where he's like, before it was non-passionate. This time,
no, he's just gonna kill everyone.
And this is why I'm gonna shred every bit of this universe. I'm like, I'm only gonna make people want to be subservient and stuff like that. And that is the moment I went, oh. Thanos is gonna die twice in one film. My guy from the first film fucking nails without trying, deaded.
But you can't make speeches like that and expect him to walk away. You just can't. You can't just say that you're just gonna wipe everyone out. That everyone that Jesus Christ.
But before we get to him doing that big speech, when I was like, oh, we get Cap picking up the hammer.
Oh. Well, they have a bit of a fight. To be fair, they all walk around the corner.
Oh no, they
all have a fight, kind of individually with Thanos, and all get beat to shit. Thor's the only one that really stands up against Thanos, kind of toe to toe, and then gets squashed a little bit, and that's when the fucking hammer hits him in the back of pretty much in the back of the head.
Which
you don't know where it's coming from. Like when you first see it lifting up. I genuinely thought Vision was back.
That's what I said. I said Vision straight away.
Didn't you nudge me at that point?
Yeah.
And I was like,
shit, it's Vision. Like, I genuinely thought that's in my heart of hearts. I thought, shit, they've brought him back. Not Vision, obviously.
Good double bluff.
Yeah.
Paid off well for you.
That you didn't see it, that you just saw the hammer raise.
Well, he has listed it in the comics quite famously in one of the front covers as well. So when it happened, I was like, oh, man, they paid off. Joe fanfic, fan finger, top. One issue I did have with it, fair enough, he could use it, but when the fuck did he become the God of Thunder?
Right! The lightning!
Whoa! Anyone that can lift the hammer of Thor, anyone can lift the hammer of Thor shall possess that power of Thor. He's a God of Thunder. That's it. Done.
And then it was explained in Thor Ragnarok that the power wasn't in the fucking hammer.
It was in him. That's what Odin says to him. Again, right? This is what I thought.
But he also blessed that. But Odin has already blessed it with the fact that anyone that shall be deemed worthy of this hammer will possess the power of Thor. It's simple.
In fairness, that is true because the power of Thor, even whether it's in him or not, you get that power.
Done. The words are already there, so he's got the power.
Obviously.
But I would argue those films are shit.
Ragnarok's not shit.
Also,
no, but that's not in Ragnarok. I was on about the first two films, basically. Again.
But regardless of whether or not they're shit.
Is that how they made it? They've tied it in even more then? Is that's
a callback.
Dark World is now the most important.
That's a callback to the first Thor. In fairness,
the Dark World is now the most important.
Don't feel like that. Yeah, I don't feel like that's the case because I feel like it would have been very much easier for the Avengers to go back to when Jane Foster puts her hand in that fucking building and gets the ether.
Yeah.
Than it would be for him to go back to Asgard and get it
seconds before the fucking
they
get attacked.
And get it before Jane. It's in that building. Yeah. It's in the middle of two rocks.
Yeah.
Get it there. Easier.
But he wouldn't have the scene with his mum, would he?
Yeah, exactly. But
and it's a scene that we all talked about and we appreciate it.
Like all of them, like all those,
like all the scenes.
Literally like all of them. I feel like we've missed something though.
Can we not skip over the Cap wielding the hammer?
When Cap is fighting Thor though, he does have the upper hand with the hammer for a bit.
When he's fighting Thanos, literally when he hits him, the first time it hits him in the back, and then he gets the hammer back, and then he throws it again, and he throws his shield at the same time. That is
and it's the lightning thing.
Yeah. It's like this lightning sound wave thing.
Well, it's the thing. Is it from Age of Ultron?
Yeah. When they hit it. Yeah.
It's the first Avengers Assemble. So when. Literally,
no.
Yeah, it is.
Age of Ultron.
I thought it was the forest.
It was a forest in Age of Ultron. They're lining up. Is the word?
He goes lining up.
Yeah, they're lining up and goes, oh, that's cute, and then they whack it for the first time.
It's a callback to Avengers
Iron
Assemble.
Man does it with Cap. Iron Man.
Wow. It's a callback to Avengers Assemble because
Bear's too much for some guys apparently.
Cap and Iron Man are on the Quinjet taking Loki away.
Oh, fine. I know what you're about to say.
He comes inside, he takes Loki down.
But it takes out the forest, that's the difference. It takes out the forest. You're talking about the forest scene.
And
it's not a callback to that, it's a callback.
Why don't you put the hammer down? And Thor says,
about the forest scene.
You want me to put the hammer
it's
down?
Not a callback to that.
No.
It's not, no, wrong.
You're calling back to the wrong scene.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're kind of right, but wrong.
We're talking the sound wave. The hammer beats the shield.
We're talking about when we're not talking about. We're talking about when he hits it, and it's the first fight scene in Age of Ultron, and he hits it, but it's a lightning bolt when it goes through and hits the tank and smashes the tank.
Yeah. That's what
so you want to rewind all that shit you just been talking?
Wait a minute. Are we still filming?
Energy, bro.
Yeah, we're talking about a different scene.
Oh, he's just passionate. Leave him alone.
There's two callbacks.
Alan's never wrong. Alan's never wrong.
I'm never wrong. That's actual fact. There are two callbacks in that scene. So yeah, when he hits the fucking shield with the hammer, cool. But when the scene that I was originally talking about, where he throws the shield and he throws the hammer and you get the sound wave when it hits each other, which knocks Thanos forward, that's a callback to Avengers Assemble.
Yes.
Have you finished now?
Moving on.
You thought me that was long-winded, bro. Yeah, that's slow cap. I forgot what I was up to, man.
No, that was a no. But I've got your back.
Really?
I got your back.
Is that what it is?
That's what it was.
Yeah.